Huyền nó thấy.
Hoạt hình nào con thích nhất mà trừ hoạt hình Frozen? Phim hoạt phim nào?
Cinderella.
Cái đó mình cũng học rồi mà đúng không? Rồi còn gì nữa không?
Snow White.
Why? Okay, do you want anything else? Cái gì con?
Rapunzel.
Cái nào con?
Rapunzel. Cô gái tóc mây rồi này.
Thầy không biết.
Cô gái tóc mây.
Thầy không biết. Thầy không biết. Để mình cùng tập đọc. Thầy không kiếm ra được thì thôi để mình chuyện khác đi. Lần này thầy sẽ giới thiệu cho con về một cái mới. Cái này nó cũng của Disney, của cái hãng mà làm phim của Bạch Tuyết luôn á con. Cái này là một chuyện từ đó luôn. Chuyện cổ tích. Chapter. Cái này nó sẽ nói về hành trình kỳ thi thụ trên biển đó con. Thủy thủ hồi xưa. Okay.
1. Our story begins in old Baghdad. A rich old man is very ill in bed. He calls to his son, Sinbad.
I'm dying, Sinbad,
says the old man.
You can have all my money, my son, but you must be careful with it.
Please don't die, father,
says Sinbad, unhappily.
Đọc cho thầy cái đoạn này lại. Đọc.
I am dying, Sinbad, says the old man. You can have all my money, my son, but you must be careful with it. Please don't die, father, says Sinbad unhappily.
Unhappily, okay. Về cái unhappily nha.
Unhappily.
Father, says Sinbad, unhappily. Sinbad's father dies, and Sinbad is unhappy for a long time. But one day he thinks,
I'm a very lucky man. I have a lot of money now, some beautiful things, and a big house.
Okay,
Sinbad's father died, and Sinbad is unhappy for a long time. But one day he thinks, I'm a very lucky man. I have a lot of money now. Some beautiful things and a big house.
A big house.
With his father's money, Sinbad buys new things to wear and expensive things to eat from the market. Every evening, Sinbad's friends come to his house. They eat and drink all night. But after a year, Sinbad has no more money.
Tiếp con.
Every
evening. Every
evening. Sinbad's fans come to his house. They eat and drink all night. But after a year, Sinbad has no more money.
Okay.
Every day, angry shopkeepers come to Sinbad's house.
Where's our money?
They ask angrily.
Shopkeeper là mấy cái người bán hàng á. Every day, angry shopkeepers.
Every day, angry shopkeepers come to Sinbad's house. Where's our money? They ask angrily.
Đúng rồi, giỏi. Angrily. Đúng rồi, giỏi. Angrily, okay.
Sinbad goes to the market, and he sells his father's best tables and chairs. With the money, he buys some beautiful carpets.
Sinbad
goes to the market and he sells his father's best tables and chairs. With the money, he buys some beautiful carpets.
Carpets, đúng rồi, cái tấm thảm nha con, cái tấm thảm để dưới đất á.
I can sail to different countries,
Sinbad thinks.
and I can sell these carpets for a lot of money. Then I can give the money back to the shopkeepers. I can give the money back.
Sail là đi thuyền đó nha con.
I can sell to different countries, Sinbad thinks, and I can sell those carpets for a lot of money. Then I can give the money back to the shopkeeper.
Very good.
To the shopkeepers.
Next, Sinbad finds an old ship with a very old captain. 3 days later, Sinbad is ready to leave Baghdad.
Baghdad. Okay,
He talks excitedly to all the sailors on the ship.
I want to bring back a lot of money,
he tells them.
He talks excitedly to all the sailors on the ship. I want to bring back a lot of money, he tells them.
The ship sails away from Baghdad and out to sea. Sinbad begins to feel ill. After 2 days at sea, Sinbad is very ill.
The ship sailed away from Baghdad and out to sea. Sinbad begins to feel ill. After 2 days at the sea, Sinbad is very ill.
Very ill.
But then he sees a beautiful island.
Please stop,
he says to the captain. Sinbad and some of the sailors land on the island. Sinbad takes a barrel with him. He wants to look for water. The captain stays on the ship.
Barrel, cái thùng đúng không? Cái thùng đựng đó.
Yeah. Sinbad and some of some sailors land on the island. Sinbad takes a barrel with him. He wants to look for water. sails on the ship.
Đúng rồi, okay.
Sinbad and the sailors are all very happy,
What a wonderful island!
says Sinbad.
Let's sit down and make a fire.
They sit near the fire and they begin to sing. Suddenly, the island moves,
The island is moving!
says Sinbad.
This isn't an island!
Cry the sailors.
It's a whale!
Whale là con cá voi. Okay.
They sit near the fire and they begin to sing. Suddenly, the island moves. The island is moving, says Sinbad. This isn't an island, cried the sailors. It's a whale.
It's a whale. Okay.
Sinbad quickly gets into the barrel. The whale moves down into the water. All the sailors are now in the sea. They cry.
Sinbad quickly gets into the barrel. The whale moves down into the water. All the sailors are now in the sea. Help, help, they cry.
Okay. Sinbad khôn nhảy vô cái thùng trước.
Now it is dark, and Sinbad is at sea in the barrel.
Hello? Hello?
He cries, but nobody answers.
Answers.
Chapter 2. The next morning, Sinbad looks out of the barrel. He is now alone on a small island. Far away, he can see a big white stone.
The next morning, Sinbad looks out of the barrel. He is now alone on a small island.
Đúng rồi.
Away, he can see a big white stone.
Stone. Oh, stone. Đúng rồi.
He goes to the stone and he looks carefully at it.
What's this?
He thinks. Suddenly, the sky becomes black. Sinbad feels very afraid.
Help! What's happening?
He cries. He looks up at the sky. A very big bird is flying nearer and nearer. He begins to run away.
Now I understand.
He thinks.
That bird is a rock, and that big white stone is a rock's egg.
The rock sits on the egg, and then it goes to sleep.
Ý.
To run away. Now I understand. He thinks the bird is a rock, and that the white stuff is a rock's egg. The rock sits on the egg, and then it goes to sleep.
Sinbad takes off his turban and he puts it around the rock's leg.
When the rock flies away, I can leave the island too.
he thinks.
Cái serpent này con thấy cái hình trong đây không? Cái hình cái thằng đó, cái đồ nó đang đội trên đầu này, cái miếng vải đang đội trên đầu này. Serpent, cái miếng vải đây là serpent mình chơi.
In the morning,
Là đọc cái này. Sinbad
ties up his turban and he puts it around the rope's length. When the rope flies away, I can live in the island too, he
thinks. In the morning, the rock flies away. Sinbad flies up into the sky with the bird. The rock flies for hours and hours. In the end, it flies down into a valley and lands there.
In the morning, the rock flies over. Sinbad flies up into the sky with the bird. Rock flies for an hour and an hour. In the end, it flies down into a valley and lands there.
Land there, okay.
Sinbad finds lots of little stones in the valley.
What are these?
He thinks.
I know!
He cries.
They're jewels!
And he puts some of them in his bag.
Jewels. Jewels. Yeah, jewels.
Là gì thầy? Jewel là gì thầy?
Đọc đi con.
Sinbad finds lots of little stones in the valley. What are those? He thinks. I know, he cried. They are yours. And he puts some of them in his bag.
Then he hears a noise. There are 3 big snakes behind him. He runs away very fast. In front of him, he sees lots of dead animals in the valley.
Oh no! The snakes kill everything here!
He thinks.
In front of him, he sees lots of dead animals in the valley. Oh no! The snakes kill everything here, he thinks.
He goes behind one of the dead animals and he waits. Suddenly, a rock flies down and takes the dead animal up into the sky. Sinbad quickly puts his arms around the dead animal. He flies up into the sky with the rock.
Where am I going now?
He thinks. The rock flies out of the valley and it lands near a village. The men from the village run to see it, and the rock flies away.
The rock flies out of the valley and it flies near a village. The men from the village run to see it, and the rock flies
Sinbad comes out from under a dead animal.
Who are you?
Ask the men,
I'm Sinbad the sailor.
says Sinbad.
Would you like to buy these jewels from the valley?
Sinbad come out from under this animal. Who are you? Asked the man. I am Sinbad the sailor, said Sinbad. Would you like to buy those from the valley?
The Jew.
Would you like to buy these jewels?
Jews. Nghe không con? Jews. Jews.
From the valley?
The men are surprised.
Nobody goes into the valley.
They say,
The snakes eat everything there. Not me.
laughs Sinbad,
You're very lucky.
say the men. The people from the village buy Sinbad's jewels. He's a rich man now, and he wants to go back to Baghdad,
We can find a ship for you.
say the people from the village.
The people from the village buy Sinbad's jewels. He gets a rich man now, and he wants to go back to Baghdad. We can find a seat for you, say the people from the village.
In Baghdad, Sinbad gives money to the shopkeepers.
Are you truly Sinbad?
They ask,
Yes.
he says, and he tells them about his adventures.
Chapter 3.
Sinbad's friends come to visit him at his father's house, but there is nothing to eat or drink, and the house is dirty. His friends soon go away.
Sinbad.
Sinbad's friends come to visit him at his father's house. But there is nothing to eat or drink, and the house is dirty. His friends soon go away.
I need more money.
He thinks.
Then I can have a beautiful house again.
The next morning, Sinbad finds a ship and a captain. He buys lots of things at the market, and he puts them on the ship. He's ready to leave Baghdad again. After a week at sea, there is a big storm. Sinbad is ill, and he stays in bed. After the storm, the ship arrives at an island,
That's the island of Zugab.
says the captain.
After a week at sea, there is a big storm. Sinbad is ill, and he stays in the bed. After the storm, the ship arrives at the island. That is the island of the capital.
Đúng rồi.
Sinbad is very excited.
Perhaps I can sell my things to people on the island.
He thinks. Sinbad explores the island with two of the sailors. they find lots of jewels there. Just then, a big wave hits the ship. The wave takes the ship far out to sea.
Sinbad explored the island with two the sailors. They find lots of jewels there. Then a big wave hits the ship. The wave takes the ship far out to sea.
Sinbad and the two sailors are very afraid, so they climb behind some big stones. When night comes, they go to sleep. In the morning, they find a big snake around them. The snake eats one of the sailors. Quickly, Sinbad and the second sailor climb a tree. They stay there all day and all night. When Sinbad wakes up in the morning, he's alone.
Oh no! The second sailor is dead too,
He thinks.
and I'm the snake's next breakfast.
Just then, Sinbad sees some wood near the tree.
Oh no, the second sailor is dead so he thinks I am the snake
Breakfast.
breakfast. Just then, Sinbad sees some was near the tree.
Đúng rồi.
Sinbad climbs down the tree and he makes some armor from the wood. Then he sees the snake. The snake is hungry.
Armor nha. Armor.
Armor.
Áo giáp.
Hả?
Áo giáp của con. Cái áo bảo vệ bản thân. Rồi áo giáp.
Yeah. Sinbad climbs down the tree and he makes some armor from the wood. Then he sees the snake. The snake is hungry.
Sinbad stays in his armor all night. The snake moves around him, but it can't eat Sinbad. In the morning, Sinbad wakes up.
Where's the snake?
He thinks. The snake is sleeping in the sun near the tree. Then Sinbad sees a ship out at sea.
I know that ship.
He thinks.
It's my old ship.
Sinbad quietly climbs out of the armor and quickly puts some jewels in his bag. Then he runs to the sea.
Sinbad quietly climbs out of the armor and quickly puts some jewels in his bag. Then he runs to the sea.
Jewel. Jewels. Okay, jewel.
The snake wakes up and comes after Sinbad. But Sinbad runs faster and gets to the sea before the snake can eat him. Sinbad swims to the ship.
It's Sinbad!
Cry the sailors.
You're a very lucky man. We have all your beautiful carpets from Baghdad.
Thank you.
Says Sinbad. The ship sails home. It stops at lots of different countries and Sinbad sells all his carpets. When he arrives in Baghdad, he has a lot of money.
Sinbad quá may mắn, too lucky.
The ship's house or home is stopped a slash of different countries, and Sinbad sell all his capers when he arrives in the Baghdad. He has a lot of money.
Chapter 4. Sinbad's friends are very happy to see him. Sinbad tells them all about his adventures. But after some time, Sinbad is not happy in Baghdad.
I want to go back to sea,
he tells his friends. A week later, Sinbad leaves Baghdad on a big, tall ship. He's very excited.
I want to go back to sea, he tells his friends. A week later, Sinbad leaving Baghdad on a big tall ship. He's very excited.
I'm excited.
It's time for some more adventures,
he tells the captain. The ship sails for 3 weeks. But one night, there's a storm. The ship breaks here and there, and it must land.
It's time for some more adventure, he tells the captain. The ship sailed for down Greek, 3 weeks, but one night just a storm. The ship break here and down, and it's Mars Island.
Land. It's mud land. It's mud land, okay.
In the morning, the ship lands near a beach. Sinbad and some of the sailors go to find help. They meet some strange men on the beach.
Hello? Can you help us?
Sinbad asks them. But the strange men don't understand. Suddenly, the men take Sinbad and the sailors to their village. Sinbad is now very afraid.
Oh no! They're cannibals!
He thinks.
Cannibal. Ăn thịt người. Suddenly,
the man ties Sinbad and sailors to their village. Sinbad is now very upset. Oh no, they are cannibal, he thinks.
The cannibals put the sailors and Sinbad in a cage. They give the sailors lots of good things to eat. The sailors are very hungry. Sinbad is hungry too, but he eats nothing.
The cannibal puts the sailor and Sinbad in the cage.
Cage, cái lồng.
Mấy lọc á?
Cái lồng hả con? Đặt bỏ vô cái lồng nhốt lại. Đúng cái chuồng.
They give the sailors lots of good things to eat. The sailors are very hungry. Sinbad is very hungry too. but he is nothing.
Soon the sailors are fat, and the cannibals are very hungry. That evening, they take the fattest sailor and eat him. The next day, they take one more sailor.
I must get out,
thinks Sinbad. Sinbad is very thin, and he can get through the cage easily. That evening, when the cannibals eat their dinner, Sinbad runs away.
He must get out, thinks Sinbad. I must get out. Sinbad is very thin, and he can get through the cup easily. That evening, when the cannibals eat their dinner, Sinbad runs away.
The next morning, Sinbad arrives in a new country. He sees some people.
Are they cannibals too?
Thinks Sinbad. But these people are not cannibals. They take Sinbad to their king. Sinbad tells the king about his wonderful adventures. The king listens carefully.
But those people are not cannibals. They take Sinbad to the king. Sinbad tells the king about his wonderful adventures. The king listens carefully.
You're a lucky man,
He says.
You can make us lucky too. You must marry my daughter, Aisha.
When Sinbad sees Aisha's beautiful face, he falls in love with her at once. Sinbad marries Aisha in front of the king and all the people.
When Sinbad sees Aisha's beautiful face, he fell in love with her at once. Sinbad married Aisha in front of the king and other people.
A year after the wedding, Aisha becomes ill. A friend talks to Sinbad quietly.
Be careful. When a woman dies in this country, they bury the husband with her,
He says.
What?
Cries Sinbad. Aisha becomes very ill, and in the end, she dies.
Be careful.
Be careful when a woman dies in the country that buries the husband with her. He said, "What?" cried Sinbad. Aisha becomes very ill, and in the end, she dies.
Okay. They bury the husband with her.
The king buries Sinbad with Aisha. He also buries lots of jewels with them. Sinbad is now far under the ground. Sinbad waits to die. But suddenly, he sees an animal near him. It's a big, strange animal. Sinbad puts lots of jewels in his bag, and he quickly follows the animal through the ground.
Chapter 5.
Sao con thấy cái chuyện có hay không con?
Dạ có.
When Sinbad comes out from under the ground, he meets some sailors.
I'm Sinbad the sailor,
He tells them. The sailors are surprised.
When
Sinbad comes out from underground, he meets some sailors. I am Sinbad the sailor, he tells them. The sailors are very surprised.
Sinbad? But Sinbad is dead.
They say.
Well, I'm not dead now,
Sinbad says.
and I want to meet your captain.
The sailors take Sinbad to their ship.
Are you Sinbad the sailor?
Asks the captain.
Yes,
Says Sinbad.
Then sail with us and tell us about your adventures.
Says the captain.
This Sinbad the sailor asked Captain. Yes, by Sinbad, then sail with us and tell us about an adventure, says the captain.
The ship sails for many weeks. One morning, the captain sees an island. Sinbad and some of the sailors land and begin to explore the island.
This is all for many weeks. One morning, the captain seen an island, Sinbad and some sailors land and began to explore the island.
The sailors find a very big bird's egg,
don't touch it.
says Sinbad.
It's a roc's egg.
But the sailors throw stones at the egg. The egg breaks open, and a big, fat, young rock comes out. It makes a lot of noise. Suddenly, 4 angry rocks fly down,
Let's go back to the ship.
says Sinbad. The rocks begin to attack the ship with big stones,
We must sail away now.
cries the captain.
Suddenly, for angry rocks fly down. Let's go back to the ship, says Sinbad. The rocks begin to attack the ship with a big stone. We must sail away now, cried the captain.
The ship sails into a bad storm, and Sinbad lands in the sea. After many hours in the water, he climbs onto some big stones near a beach. Sinbad begins to explore. There are big black stones all around the beach, and a big cave with a river in it. He finds the wrecks of old ships and hundreds of jewels on the beach.
More jewels!
Says Sinbad, and he puts some of the beautiful stones in his bag.
Dạ, em biết case. Rồi. Wreck là cái xác, xác của tàu.
Right. He finds the rest of the old ship and hundreds of jewels on the beach. Moses starting back and he put some beautiful stuff in the bag.
Okay. Bữa nay đến đây thôi nha, bữa sau mình còn chút xíu nữa là xong. Bữa sau mình coi là xong chuyện nha.
Yeah.
Cái này con thầy thấy cái phần phát âm của con nó mượt mà hơn, nhưng mà còn nhiều chỗ sai, nhưng mà ít nhất là cải thiện được một cái đọc nó liền mạch, vậy là tốt. Thầy thấy vậy là tốt, khá là rất là hài lòng hôm nay bữa con. Ok, về cứ tiếp tục học ôn lại. Thầy nghĩ chắc 1 tuần 2 tuần nữa. Ok, rồi thầy sẽ đưa từ mới cho con học. Không có gì phải vội với con. Nãy giờ con thấy con học nó đâu có nhiều từ mới đâu, đúng không?
Dạ.
Bây giờ con đọc đó, đó nghĩa là con đã học được nhiều từ mới rồi, mà mấy cái này là từ cơ bản. Đó, cứ học rồi nó cứ sao con?
Are you good at Japanese?
Cái gì con?
Are you?